No doubt by today, if you've used the internet at all and you pay attention to American media, you've heard about the Will Smith, Chris Rock Oscar slap. And whereas there are a lot of social takes, political takes that we could examine, we primarily talk about astrology here. So I want to talk a little bit about what's happening in this astrological moment and why I feel like that slap was like really on tier with what a lot of people are feeling right now. Hi, I'm Katie. I am a musician and creative entrepreneur that is also an astrologer. Like, comment, subscribe if you find like useful everyday hacks for astrology useful. I do premiere most of my content on Fridays, but every now and again when noteworthy things happen or big astrological things are moving in rapidly, we need to talk about them in between the time. So just hang out on this channel. You'll probably learn something useful, something interesting, or if not, it's a good place to get a positive vibe. But welcome to my channel. I hope you stick around, like, comment, and subscribe. So as most of us know, it's Aries season, but not only that, you guys, the sun is in Aries, yes. Mercury has just moved into Aries, the sign of communications. Hello, intellect, thought, in the sign of Aries. Y'all are already with me. And this new moon that we're about to experience this weekend is also in Aries. So three of what most of us consider personal planets, our closest neighbors, right? They're all in a fiery sign of Aries. Okay, so let's talk about what that means. First and foremost, what is Aries energy? What does that mean, right? So Aries, it's the first sign of the zodiac. It's cardinal fire. Okay, it's a fire sign. It's ruled by the planet of Mars, which is the god of war. Hello, are you still with me? Boom. It's associated with the color red. It's the innovator. It's passion. It's strength. It's vitality. It's energy. It's speed. It's sexuality. It's aggression. Sometimes it can manifest as abuse. Okay. Aries in your natal chart can identify the area of life that once ignited, it brings a lot of passion to you, right? Like it can be a source of strength and vitality. For instance, interestingly enough, in the whole sign system, Aries is in my second house, and the second house rules over the voice. So it kind of always predicted whether it was singing or speaking on the internet like this. Me talking about things was also always going to be my way of channeling my passions, right? If not also a source of like income, because the second house rules that. So if you look to see where Aries is in your natal chart, 12 signs, you have all 12 signs in your 12 chart natal, it'll tell you something about the Aries energy that you exhibit in your life in general, okay? Regardless of what's happening in the sky. But in association with where the sun is right now, where Mercury is, and where your new moon is about to like plant a seed in your life, it can tell you what area of life you will impact that, okay? Now, if you want the full new moon in Aries readings, you're gonna have to become a subscriber for that. That's on Patreon. But I will tell you this, okay? Like, I know there's a lot of places you can donate your $11 from Netflix to Hulu, all of that. But if you join Hulu, especially if you're coming over for YouTube, because these are my new babies, I'm gonna give you guys a free copy of my ebook, my brand new manifestation ebook, okay? So like doubling the value, because like I'm really passionate about getting people in that space so that we can talk more in depth about anything you want, really, because it's basically a personal coaching platform where I also give you astrological readings for the new and full moons and all the transits in between, and spirituality coaching. And I just don't know why you wouldn't want that, but that is where you'll find like the by sign breakdown of where this is in your houses. But if you want to find this yourself, let me explain. Basically, and you can Google this too. You can Google what does each house of the natal chart mean, and kind of start to do what I consider astrological math. What is this plus this equal, right? Okay, so we just said Aries is passion, fire, all of those things. And we talked about Mercury, right? No, we didn't talk about Mercury. Mercury is your intellect, communication, short distance travels. That's the greatest summary I can come up with. So one, communications channeled through the sign of Aries makes communications passionate, if not aggressive. It's a great time for creativity. A lot of people might be getting love professions right now, which is amazing. The downside of that is some of that might be short-lived because Aries is a little fickle, especially in the words. People might be saying things they don't mean. That doesn't mean you shouldn't indulge. I think if it feels good, you should go for it. But just know if it's not forever, that's okay too. Enjoy the moment, YOLO. And then when you take a look at where this is happening in your houses, right? So like Aries, Mercury, communication, Aries sun, vitality, energy, success, the self. Mercury and the sun conjunct each other, which is bringing together a lot of intellectual stimulation, a lot of like busyness, but like good busyness. It's gonna yield a lot of productivity for people, especially people who've been working on book proposals or project proposals or grant proposals, people who've been trying to apply for new jobs. Congratulations, because also it's lining up with the new moon, which is a new beginning, new cycle. I love new moon cycles. Like it's just like, it's the beginning. Anyways, and so then you pair that with where it's happening in your chart, but also let me say high level, no matter where it is happening in your chart, good things are coming to you if you apply yourself to them in this way. Anything that you are applying your passion to, your love, your energy, your inspiration, anything that has to do with speaking or communication or your sense of self or who you believe you are and what you stand for, which is what I felt really strongly in that Will Smith interaction, which is like, this is, I feel passionately about what I'm doing and what I'm standing up for. It doesn't matter what area of life. The area of life is just going to give you further context of like where you might especially feel this energy potently, right? But you can apply it however you see fit. Okay, so like your first house is like the house of self, the house of how people see you, perception, all of those things. People who have this energy happening in their first house, this is a great time for you to put, so if you're Aries rising, hello, because remember astrological order is a thing. Aries is the first one. You are going to be getting a lot of attention if you speak up and out about things. Second house, if you're like me, your voice might be more amplified than ever or than normal. Like it's a great time to exchange ideas. Hello, welcome to my channel, subscribe. Third house is a communication house. It's also your siblings. Fourth house is the house of like the secret self and your feelings. The fifth house is the house of dating and leisure. The sixth house is the house of work. Seventh house is the house of intimate relationships and partners. Eighth house is the house of so many things, transformations, birth, death, rebirth, everything in between. Ninth house is the house of spirituality, long distance travel, education. 10th house is the house of career and the public self, the way the world sees us. The 11th house is the house of networks and friends, and the 12th house is the house of hidden things, like hidden enemies. In particular, this is gonna be a hairy time for, who was I just thinking about? Taurus? Yeah, Taurus risings, man. Like, y'all got some hidden friends coming out. But like, again, so take a look at where Aries is in your chart and kind of understand where the center of this energy is happening for you. And again, if you want like the complete rundown of the readings, what does this mean? What does this mean? Explain it to me. I've done that for you. I've also like in those readings, there is like a breakdown of like this energy of what's going on with Venus right now, which is impacting like a lot of people's feelings about themselves, but not only themselves, their money. A lot of people are feeling like ick when it comes to like their source of income right now. I've included that in the new moon in Aries readings because I'm your besties. But again, that is on Patreon. So make sure you guys subscribe on Patreon as well. In general, this is a time to channel the inspiration in as positive ways as possible. It's a great time to connect with people, share ideas, create new works of arts, or start planning those works of arts. But it's not a great time to bring up sensitive situations as we saw. You know, just take it easy, babies. Be kind, and just kind of know everybody's kind of like on edge right now. It's gonna get a little better as this conjunction between Mercury and the sun kind of like lessen, right? But right now, while they're about to be up on each other, and I want to say the conjunction happens like exactly on April the 2nd, which is actually like right in the smack of the middle of the new moon. And Man, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. So again, we don't do fear-mongering astrology on this channel because that's just like a bad vibe thing. We do education, so it's not something to be afraid of, but it's something to be aware of. Maybe we're not judging people as harshly right now if they have an adverse reaction, and maybe we take 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 or 8, 9, 10 minutes, a whole day before responding to things when they trigger our emotions, because everything's feeling a little triggered. And maybe we channel this into like physical activities like working out, because that's a great way to release all this Aries energy, is getting in shape or just starting new endeavors. Like passion is everywhere, but let's make sure we apply it in the right way. Cool? Okay. I wanted to keep this one brief because it's like a, Friday is kind of the official premiere day, but like last Friday, I just needed to like talk a little bit about some of the astro community abuse that was happening on TikTok and kind of like trying to start happening on YouTube. But of course I was like, we're not gonna do that. You're getting banned, you're getting banned, you're getting banned. And nobody's getting the content they want if they do that, because this is my house, my rules, okay? And I'll be an amazing host to you if you're an amazing guest to me. So like in the bud. So like I know I kind of like put a pin in the Mars and Venus series for a second, but it was so popular, which I'm so glad that it's popular. I love you back. But also was so popular that the toxicity that was coming in through the doors as well was happening too fast. I'm like, we need to pause, we need to wait. Okay, but we're gonna get back to that. So this is just a quick update. If you have more questions about this that are not you secretly asking for a free reading instead of signing up for Patreon, you can drop that in the comment box below. I love chatting with you guys and explaining things as in depth as I can. But yeah, stay easy, be inspired, create amazing things, fall in love, just enjoy this Aries energy as best you can, and stay safe, okay? Bye-bye.